Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Central, coming to you live from the central part of California. We're in a town called, don't laugh, Fresno, California. I know what you're thinking. What? Fresno? Losers? Well, no, not really. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez, and I am the host of Paranormal Central with my co-host, Alan Thomas. Where are you?
Good evening, everyone.
And we are here tonight, and we are going to be talking about, well, what else? The paranormal. I mean, simple as that. We talk about everything here on our show. The latest stuff that you are now listening or hearing about in the past week, we're going to be talking about that. Stuff maybe that has happened a long time ago. And we are going to be talking about just, Bigfoot, some UFO stuff, some crop circle stuff. We're going to let you hear some audio of some 911 calls of Bigfoot that happened a couple of years ago. We're going to let you hear that. I'm going to let you hear that actually at the end of the show because my intentions are to scare you. That way when you go camping like Emerald, it's gonna scare you. That's my intentions are totally.
Too late for me, man.
You're already scared, so.
I'm already scared.
So, all right, hello everybody. If you are now watching us on the live stream at paranormalcentral.net, thank you. Or if you want to listen just to the audio, if you are trucking around the country in your 18-wheeler or a vehicle, you can go to artbell.com and listen there as well. We have a lot of followers as well on the artbell.com network, and we want to thank you and say welcome to Paranormal Central. If this is here for the first time, we thank you for being here, and hopefully this is not going to be your last, because we have things happening here in the future that's going to knock you out. We are going to be filming some episodes for a TV, let's say a talk show. We're going to be on TV next Sunday on the Destination America Network on the Monsters and Mystery Show. They're going to be basically talking about an incident that happened here with Alan and myself up in the mountains, and that's going to be very cool. So as we get to the end of the show, we're going to talk about that a little bit more. So, all right, I am excited. A lot of things happened this past week. A lot. As you guys all know, the California crop circle that appeared in Salinas, right around Salinas. And again, we're gonna talk about that. But first, we're gonna get into Bigfoot. You know what? When I say, before we bring in Danny next time, I'm gonna have an audio with Bigfoot screaming. That way we can scare everybody. Danny, are you there?
I'm here. How are you guys?
Good, man.
How's it going, Danny?
Danny Valderrama. Danny is gonna be doing our Squatch report, and he does it every Sunday. Before we have Danny, though, we have somebody on the East Coast. His name is Ken Pfeiffer, and he is from MUFON, and he introduces us to the latest UFO sightings for the past week, or if there hasn't been that many, then he goes back to the archive and gives us the best ones. Well, he was out of town. He did send me some stuff, but I'm not going to really go into his stuff at all. I like it when he does it because, he knows more about it. I can read it off the screen, but it's like, nah, I would rather have him do it. So I'm going to let him do it next week when he comes back, and then we'll go from there. But right now we got Danny on the phone, and Danny sent me over some pictures before the show, and right now, if you are listening on the artbell.com, you could probably watch them there. There's about, I think, Keith, the webmaster at artbell.com, have like 5 different files set up. And what we're going to do is right now we're going to talk about the Bigfoot stuff. So, Danny, what do you want to talk about first as far as
the update on Jeff Meldrum.
Jeff Meldrum. Okay, and that's not involved in any pictures at all. So let's just go ahead and just listen to Danny. Danny, what's going on with Jeff?
He's the Idaho State professor who was taking up Bigfooting after seeing some compelling footprints himself. So he had signed a non-disclosure agreement after somebody had reported that he had his own experience out in Alberta, Canada. Now we're getting word that it was a habituation site that he was at in Alberta, Canada. And what a habituation site is kind of like where we go. You go to the same spot continually. You get the wildlife used to your being there, and they'll come forward with more evidence for you.
Okay.
Kind of like Jane Goodall does with her apes and all that stuff, where she became a part of their family.
Right.
I'm not comparing the Bigfooters to Jane Goodall, but it's kind of like the same thing. Where you go to the same spot so they can get used to you being there all the time.
Now, Jeff Meldrum has been involved in the Bigfoot investigating because he's was he anthropologist? What is he?
I don't know. I know he does the feet.
In Idaho. I know he's a university professor. I'm not sure exactly what in, but he has never had an actual Bigfoot encounter, has he? Until
he's had rock throwing and stuff.
Okay.
In Canada.
But
that's not an actual sighting.
Okay.
This one could be a sighting.
But is that like where you're talking about that cabin? Is that where the habituation site is?
Yeah. It's in Canada, and apparently Les Stroud and Meldrum and John Bindernagel and a fellow by the name of Todd Standing, who doesn't have a really good reputation in the Bigfoot world. He was on an episode of Finding Bigfoot, and they kind of labeled him as a hoaxer. They didn't really believe his story that he had on there about a year ago. But this all could be the reason why he's probably signed the NDA. Is probably this could be an episode of the Survivor Man that's coming up, because Les Stroud is doing an episode about Bigfoot on the Survivor Man.
Oh, I see. I get it.
They were all present. So
oh, that makes sense. So
that's probably why they did that.
Oh, got it. Okay, that's cool. So, all right. Well,
wait for that one to come out.
Now, and there's no time frame on when that's supposed to get released.
No, they're all pretty quiet about this. It's just slowly leaking out, so we'll just have to wait.
Okay, so it's not. So it's an actual visual sighting, or I guess we have not that much information on it then.
No, but I heard it could be a Class A sighting, which is a visual sighting.
Visual, awesome. Okay, sweet. I guess we're just gonna have to wait.
The next one is the notorious hoaxer for the Bigfoot world.
And you know what? Let's go ahead and talk and tell his name. And this is why. What Danny is going to talk about right now is, you guys all remember the Tom Biscardi fiasco that happened, 5 years ago, 6 years ago? The Bigfoot in the freezer hoax that got everybody, and I mean everybody. I was so excited when I heard that there was possibly a Bigfoot in the freezer, and all the media was talking about it. I'm talking about Fox, MSNBC, CNN, ABC, NBC. Everybody was running it. Everybody was running it, and they had Tom Biscardi on there. He was swearing up and down that it was legit, and everybody was so excited, and guess what happened? It was a fake what was it? A costume in a freezer with with guts and stuff from another animal. Well, guess what, you guys? The person that was involved, one of the people that were involved in this, his name is Rick Dyer, is also involved in this one, and that's why I want to say his name, because what's blowing me away is that the media is running with this again. And if they would have done their homework and said, okay, who is this guy, Rick Dyer? Let's type him in Google. They would have known he would have been affiliated with the Tom Biscardi thing. And they would have just dropped it right there. But that's not the case.
He said he would do it again at that time. He said he would hoax another one at that time.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
you know what? That's right. He did.
Did he really?
Yeah, he
promised
my God. He would.
Well, then he's doing it right now. And then the guys and the media in San Antonio are actually running with this. And then people are also talking about it, and they're putting up the pictures. Well, we're going to talk about it right now because hopefully this is going to be the first and the last time we're going to talk about this, because the guy is just a hoaxer. He is. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do right now.
Yeah, he claims the shot at Bigfoot that he saw eating ribs outside of his tent while he was camping in Texas.
Yeah. Okay.
So he exited his tent and shot it. And his story has changed many times. He even said that the feds came and took the body from him.
Wait.
Now, all of a sudden, he's got it back.
Didn't he just make a video? He just made a video on YouTube like about 2 months ago, and he was like almost crying in his car, and he was taping himself. That, guess what, guys? I'm so sorry, but the government just came and took the body away. And in holy hole, yes, and then all of a sudden now, he's driving around in a brand new vehicle with a brand new trailer, and it's stickered out with "Come and see a Bigfoot." And isn't he charging people for this?
I don't know if he's charging any, but he has a video of people going up to the truck and taking a look inside and having their reaction shown.
Oh, my God.
There's no testing or no touching or anything like that. I think he has a glass placed over it, so you can't really look at it or anything.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and show people what photograph you want me to see put up.
His story has changed. Put up one of the different pictures of the faces, because these are all the stories that he's told. At the beginning, he put up, he released some pictures of what he said the thing looked like.
Right.
And now the thing in the back of his truck looks nothing like the pictures that he released earlier. He said they pretty much have no hair on their face, and the the one that he's releasing now is what pretty much the
Has
whole face
total
is covered in hair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at now. I've got the photographs. If you guys are on artbell.com, we are right now looking at the photograph that has the 5 photos or face of so-called Bigfoot right now. The 4 on the left, everybody, is what I'm thinking. Okay, the one on the right is the dead one that he says that he has right now in his trailer. Okay, underneath the plastic coffin or whatever, being protected. If you are looking,
if you look at that one closely, if you look at the full body picture, it looks like it has a T shape on its chest, and he says that he had an autopsy done on that.
Okay, well, see,
if you really did, that would be all over the news. That would be big news.
Yeah, and it's like this too. Even somebody said that if this guy has an actual Bigfoot, well, I can tell you right now, the authorities, I'm talking about the men in black and the government and the feds, would have already seized it. I mean, if he's driving around in a trailer, trust me, they would have pulled up in machine guns and they would have taken it away from him. And that is nowhere, and that hasn't happened. Why? Because everybody knows it's a fake. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I am going to put up okay, so we had the ones with the pictures. I'm going to post up right now the one that has, it's now in a glass, plexiglass, I guess, protector.
You know, the glass case doesn't go lengthwise in the trailer; it's sideways.
Okay,
so
see that
now.
now.
Look at that box. The box is only going up to the waist.
Okay, see that doesn't make any sense.
Full body.
Yeah, because that trailer to me looks like a 4x. I'm thinking of a 4x8 or a 4x10 trailer. I used to own a black enclosed trailer, and that's exactly what this guy has. And that trailer, compared to the vehicle, is not very big. Sasquatches are different sizes. I mean, I'm looking at the upper body right now, and it seems that this is a very, very large one. And if he has it sideways inside the trailer,
the box ends right at the chest.
Yeah, then what did he do? Cut the body off and had the other half in the back of the trailer? I mean,
well, he cut it in half and has the rest in the back.
I heard that a lot of the people that were like his platinum members or whatever, I heard, and and one of them like his vice president of Team Tracker, they all are turning on him now. And starting to tell the truth.
Okay, the other one, I'm posting one right now on our live stream channel, and on the Art Bell, it's the one with his face right next to the head. That's Mr. Rick Dyer, by the way, and there is a pretty good color photograph of the actual Bigfoot. I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean,
plastic one.
Yeah, I mean, come on, that's
nothing like his pictures. Everyone was saying they
saw. I mean, and he already said he was going to pull another hoax. I think I saw some place where he's charging $129 if you want to see it. And that,
I know he's charging, if you want to be a member of his group, he's charging to be that, so you can see more pictures of the body.
All right. Okay. Well. Okay, guys.
This is all just like the Minnesota Iceman that happened in 1968.
Okay.
Maybe he could only afford to make half of it.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up the Minnesota Iceman photograph right now, and the one that I am posting on live stream is the one of the body that's in a freezer. Now this is the Minnesota Iceman. This came out a long time ago. A long
I actually went to
is when they first brought it out.
I'm sorry. What was the date?
At the Fresno Fair.
It was in 1968, and this one looks more believable. Yeah. It was 6 feet tall. It was a male. His hair, had large hands, large feet, dark brown fur, was 3 to 4 inches long. And this guy claims that he shot it while hunting. He said he saw 3 of them, and this one was running at him. So he shot it in the eye and shot it in the arm.
Now, Alan just said this particular exhibit actually came to the Fresno Fair. Is that right?
When I was
it traveled to all the fairs.
In the 70s, early 70s, I went in. I paid like $1 to go and look at it, and I mean, you could walk by and you
actually saw it then?
Yeah, and you could see the fingers and everything. It looked real. I mean, it looked real, really real. But I hadn't seen a Bigfoot at that time.
Right. So you didn't know what to think about it.
Okay. The guy who actually shot it has been dead for about 10 years. Mm-hmm. But he had told the story that when he first killed this, that he was told to make a replica of it and show that for a little while to gauge the public's reaction on it, and also in case the feds wanted to come after him and arrest him for shooting a human being or something because they didn't know what it was. So there's two actual bodies of this. One, the real one that they're saying doesn't show the teeth, and the fake one does have the teeth showing. So I don't know which pictures you have.
Okay, right now, right now the one I just posted on live stream, and you can see it on artbelt.com, is the one where he has his head, or I'm sorry, his arm and his hand over like part of his face, and it's laying. And
the one that doesn't have his teeth showing is supposed to be the real one, and the one that has teeth showing is the fake one.
Oh, okay. So
apparently the Smithsonian and the FBI did investigate this, and they both concluded that it was a fake plastic and fake hair.
Really?
It was on the body, but they said that they saw the fake one, not the real one. So who knows? This kind of thing that Rick Dyer's been pulling has been going on for a while. So maybe Rick Dyer will say that this is the fake body,
okay,
the replica body.
Right.
He has the real one.
Oh, okay. So the one with the teeth is the real one?
It's the fake one.
The fake one. Okay. So now I'm showing the one with the teeth right now, and that's the fake, according. So, if I were to accidentally shoot a Bigfoot because it would be attacking me, I first thing would not call anybody on the cell phone, because
self-defense, you'd be protecting yourself.
Yeah, cell phones right now are being monitored by everybody. I mean, and especially us. I have plans already set in place, and Alan and I and our associates who investigate Bigfoot have plans in case something like this ever happens to us, because we are in an area where these, and I don't want to say creatures, these people are located, and we don't know if we are fearing our lives for some reason, if this thing is going to attack us, or plural, many of them, then we are going to stand up and we're going to fight. And if we have to shoot to kill, then we're going to shoot to kill. No ifs, ands, or buts. Okay.
Yeah, but we're not out there hunting
them
not. Down.
No,
we will defend ourselves.
Absolutely. Just like if you're out there in the woods and you have a gun and a bear thinks that you're going to attack its cubs and it comes after you, well, of course we're going to defend ourselves, and that bear is going down. So
they've given us all the reason, like when we went to retrieve the truck, they had logs in the road. I mean, like a big giant log. Was that to keep us out? Right?
Yeah.
And then we're in there one day and the thing was coming at us roaring, right? Was that to scare us off?
Right.
We have every reason to believe that maybe they don't want us there.
True.
You got the bear that jumped right down in the road right in front of you.
Yeah.
That was a sneaky
yeah. And we were like, yeah, that's right. I mean, that was kind of cool. So you never know when something like this is going to happen. Do you remember, exactly, hey, Danny, right. Do you remember when we were walking down, and Alan, we were walking down the first time when we got the roars? Do you remember hearing the stick breaking?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that, Danny?
I don't remember.
No.
They were like really close to us.
Oh,
too.
it snapped. It went
like within like 20 feet.
And I looked at that point in time, actually, I should have ran up that hill because it was probably right on the other side running. Oh, and I kicked myself in the butt for not doing that, because I don't want to say terrified, I was stunned to hear that. Okay, and I didn't know what to think, but it was right there.
Yeah.
It was right there.
And we all had cameras. We could have got a shot if they let themselves be seen.
And you have a good idea, Danny, is because when you go out there, you have that GoPro on your hat, right? And we should have, each one of us should have one, because if I would have been smart enough, and if I would have ran up that hill and just as I would have been coming over and looking, then that GoPro camera will be actually videotaping everywhere I'm looking. I would not have to get my camera out and zoom in on it, and then by that time, who knows where it would have gone. So I think that's and I think that's because it's an HD as well, right? Your GoPro, yeah. So that's movie quality, man. And I think I'm going to do that.
I'm going to aim mine backwards.
Oh yeah,
because I think he's sneaking up on me all the time.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go get a GoPro, which I should have done a long time ago. I have everything else in the book, but with I need to, like you, put one on the head, because if I'm going to go running, I want to film when I'm running after. without having to, aim with my hand and stop and aim. No, screw that. I think I'm going to go do that. So, okay. And you know what? I think it's time for us to go back up there.
Yeah, it really is. It's been a while.
Let me find out if I'm working this weekend. And if not, Danny, are you available Sunday?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let me find out. I'll find out tomorrow. And then if not, if everything's cool, we'll head up on
We've got to
Sunday.
go out to Zediker anyways.
It's still pretty good up there because we haven't had much of a winter.
Right. Exactly.
Pretty much summer here.
Yeah. And those gates are closed. The gates are closed, so we're gonna have to walk in. So, but hey, we did that last time. Guess what happened? So.
Yep. Good stuff.
Good stuff. So, all right. Let's talk about this tree monster thing.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. This was posted by Shane Corson, who found this picture on a hunting website. He goes onto the hunting websites, the forums,
right,
just to see what the hunters are reporting. Because if they're not Bigfoot hunters, they don't really know what's going on. They don't really know about rock throwing and tree breaks and all that stuff. So if they find something weird that they have no reason for it to be out there, they post it on here.
Right.
Reading all those.
And I'm thinking that's not a tree monster. I think it's just some fungus, some fungi of some type.
No, actually, it's deer legs. They're attached.
It's what?
What he found here was they're actual deer legs stuck on the tree.
Whoa!
Deer legs?
Whoa! Time out! What?
Yeah, that's why he was freaking out. He posted it on here, and it's a visual picture of deer legs attached to a tree, and they say it might be a hunter's way of keeping track of all his deer kills in that area.
Holy smokes!
But the reason why they don't think it is because it's 15 feet high, and there's no real way to get up there.
Okay.
It could still be a hunter keeping track, but it's like
this is cool.
It's a Bigfoot hunter, not a human.
Okay,
hunter.
this is cool. I did not know, and you kept this from me, Danny. You didn't tell me they were deer legs. That's cool.
I wasn't going to tell you that.
That's awesome, dude. You're blowing me away right now. Okay, this is cool.
They think it's bones. The bones are dug into the tree because there's no way that they're attached up there. They're not just hanging up there. They're stuck into the tree.
This is cool, guys. All right, you guys watching this on artbell.com, and I have it up on live stream right now.
Yeah, where
but Danny is just telling me that these
it doesn't say where it is, but people are some saying that that's the way teens mark how many deers they kill, but most people have never seen anything like this.
I have never seen anything like this. This is my first. That's why I'm stunned right now.
15 feet high. How are you going to get up there?
Yes, and the only way I can do it is with my gaffs when I climb to place the cameras. But deer hunters. Well, I take that back, because if there are deer hunters out there, they actually position themselves very high up in the tree, and they have ways of doing that.
Yeah, but who's strong enough out of all of us, and even everybody we know, who's strong enough to stick the bone into the tree to hold it there?
Okay, now,
you'd have to drill it.
Okay, now I'm looking at. Okay, so you're talking about they break the legs at the hips. Is that what you're? I mean, I'm looking right.
Probably have to. You have to break it in the spiral to have a point on it in order to stick it in the tree.
Well, they twist them off. I found many legs twisted off. I mean, deer legs just in the woods, and they look like they're twisted off a deer. I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen that.
Okay. Have to have a sharp point on it.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
I've never. Okay, you got me, Danny. Awesome. This is awesome, Danny.
That's
Thanks.
awesome,
yeah,
man.
this is my first on this one. So
I want to find that and see it for real.
I was thinking about that. We need to keep our eyes open.
Yeah, we do.
This is very cool. Okay, wow.
And we should go over to the apple orchard and look around.
Dude,
there were so many bones over there.
We need to put some cameras. I need to go buy a couple more cameras, and we need to go up there. I mean, we can go up there right now, right? There's nothing going on up there. Okay.
I heard who owns that.
Who?
Dan Gamble. He's the one that bought that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know him personally, but he's the one that owns that over there. And I probably gave away a secret spot now. Dang.
No, I doubt it. But maybe there's a way we can contact him and see if he has any Bigfoot activity. Do you think he would say anything?
He might.
Mr. Dan Gamble. And for all those who don't know who Mr. Dan Gamble is, he owns the biggest RV sales building and sells RVs and everything you want on a camper here in Fresno, California. The guy's very wealthy.
Up and down the valley, really.
Yeah. Wow. So, okay. Again, this is very cool. I've never seen anything like this. And if you guys want to see it, you can see it right now on live stream on paranormalcentral.net or artbell.com. And it is called Tree Monster because that's what I thought it was. And Danny told me until right now I am looking at a bunch of deer legs into a tree. And he got me. And that's good because I am blown away. This is awesome. All right, that's very cool. I don't know what to say. I'm still. I don't know what to say about it.
I don't think it's human, because you'd have to be a real sicko kind of guy to go and do that.
I don't know what to say. Well, now let's take this. Okay, now, hey, if it was, let's just say, if it was a person doing this, don't you think other animals like bears would have taken these off the tree already? Unless a Bigfoot did place this and left it scent, the other animals are not going to touch this.
That's an interesting thought. And then how many people do you know shot that many deer? I mean, I know a lot of hunters, and I mean, they have trophies in their house, and they may have like 10 deer trophies, and maybe in their whole lifetime shot maybe 12. But how many legs are right there, man?
That's a lot. That's a lot of deer.
That's like more than one hunter, human hunter.
Right. And what really got me too is, critters, bears or any other type of, bobcats or anything like that would have taken these off a long time ago.
Porcupines, they eat the tops of the trees, of the pine trees.
And they're still there.
And they also wear their teeth down on the front by eating bones.
Okay.
So I mean that right there would have already been
gone.
Like,
to me, it's
up by a porcupine.
Yeah, to me, it's telling me there's something else going on here, that there's got to be a reason why no other animal has touched this.
Pretty creepy.
Yep,
Yeah,
pretty creepy. Very cool and creepy. All
Good
right.
catch.
All right, what else we got? That it?
I think that's it.
Awesome. But that got me right there. That got me thinking big time. Gee, that's cool.
Man, next time we're in the area, I'm going to be looking really
yeah,
good.
big time, man. I tell you, that's cool. So, all right, Danny.
I know there's an apple tree out there.
Huh?
There's
an apple tree out there that we left.
Oh, yeah.
But no bones.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when you left all those
apples on the tree? We got to go back down there, too. So, yeah, we need to go. That's actually, we have to wait until the gates open to go down there. But that's way in there. That's too far for Alan to drive. Yeah.
There. Too far for me.
Yeah, too far for him. So.
But I could stay like halfway, and you guys could keep walking.
Yeah, because then we'll never see we'll never see you again. You might get kidnapped and raped or something.
No way, man! I'll leave a gun with me.
Waiting for you.
If you hear shooting, you better run.
All right, Danny. All right. Thank you, bud. And I will call you tomorrow and let you know if next week is a go. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
See you later, Danny.
Keep me updated. Take care.
See you guys.
See ya. Okay, guys, that's awesome.
Dude,
okay,
that was
cool, dude.
God.
Okay, what we're gonna do now is hold on, Emerald.
Wow.
What happened on New Year's Day, and it made the media, actually, guys, everybody. And this was a UFO sightings all over California, and there was 3 specific areas. We're talking about Southern California, which is LA, Sacramento, and Stockton. People were reporting giant orbs. Or single. A couple of them were maybe 2 or 3, but most of them were just 1, and they were hovering very low, and all of a sudden they took off really fast.
They just like that.
Stop it! And guess what happened here in Fresno, guys? One of our Facebook followers, Tony, actually a friend of hers was outside. And she called her, told her there was an orange orb object outside, and she ran outside with her cell phone and took a couple of photographs. So I want to say now that Fresno is included in those 3 other city sightings, and we have photographs. And we're going to get Tony on the phone right now because she is going to tell us about that and verify everything. So we're going to, Emerald is trying to contact
When I saw
her.
that picture, I have friends in Sacramento that have exactly identical that picture.
Okay.
And it's on my Facebook that where they posted it, or they posted on their Facebook,
right?
And I mean, it's identical color,
everything. Wow. Okay.
And I thought you were showing
Somebody
those
else
guys'
did.
picture.
No, man,
yeah.
this is Tony. Tony, as soon as she took these the day after, she actually posted them on my Facebook wall. So everybody who said this is BS, you can go to my Facebook wall on New Year's Day, and they are there. Go ahead and put her on. Hey, Tony.
Yes.
Hey,
hi,
how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thanks.
Hi, Tony.
All right, can you hear us all right?
I'm hearing you very low, but okay, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Cool.
All right. Okay, tell us what happened here on this was on New Year's Day. So was this like right after midnight, right after New Year's?
Yes. I was in the house with the family, and we just had already said Happy New Year, and A family member went outside to have a cigarette, and I guess he had noticed this object up in the sky, and then he came in and said, I've been watching this thing for 5 minutes outside. You might want to come out here and look at this. So I went outside and took my phone, and sure enough, this thing was a bright, orangey, glowing thing that was hovering over the house, and it was moving back and forth from west to east, just back and forth. And the street that we live on is completely dark. There are no street lights or anything like that, so we could see stars really well. And
well,
it
looks like your
object was really bright.
Did your flash go off?
No noise, and I got my camera out and I started to click pictures. And as I clicked the picture, the thing was coming down over the house closer and closer until I, took this zoom shot in.
So there was only one then, right?
One that I could see.
Okay. Now, how long were you able to witness this?
I watched it for a good 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay. Then what did it do after, when it took off? What exactly did it do?
It just disappeared.
Like now I have a question. Did it go? Did it go like that? Did all of a sudden did the light just turn out and that was it, or did you actually see it swish away?
No, it streaked across. Boom.
It streaked. Okay.
Gone.
So okay, which way did it go? North, south, east, or west?
It looked like it was going south.
Okay. So, all right. Now, about what time was this exactly? I mean, and roughly, was it like at 12:15 a.m. in the morning, or?
Yeah, it was. I checked my camera what time I took the pictures. It was 12:12 a.m.
Perfect. Okay. Very interesting. Now, for all those, I'm going to go ahead and you can see these photographs on artbell.com. Right now, the one I have posted or up on our screen at paranormalcentral.net live stream is a small. It's the furthest one out. So right now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put up the closer version.
You know what's cool about that picture you just showed? We're showing it had. A lot of people take pictures, and there's nothing in the foreground or background or anything in there to give you an idea of the size of it.
Right.
But there's limbs in that one and leaves and stuff, and it's perfect. It gives you like an idea of how far and how big and all that.
Yes.
Like what do they call it?
A reference point.
Right. Yeah.
A reference point. Now,
perfect.
I have.
Well, I know this was below radar, so I know it was just above the trees. We have these big pine trees in the house, in front of the house, and I know that was just a little bit above the trees, so it was not too far. Not too far.
Okay. The next image that we have up for all those on artbell.com is the zoom in image, and I see structure of the light now. It's more like a rectangular, oblong.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
I couldn't see the defined shape of it because the brightness kind of, just
kind of overpowered.
It's very bright.
Yeah.
It's so bright.
Okay.
And I was just getting a little nervous because if it started to do anything other than what it was doing, I was going to go in the house.
Now, the person out there that was having a smoke break that saw this first, was that person
he
there?
watched it for a good 5 minutes. Too,
now,
he said it was way up there.
Now,
it was just coming down closer.
Was he there when it took off?
Yes.
Now,
he was there, my grandson and myself.
What did he say after it took off? What did he say to you?
He just said that's incredible. because I didn't hear one bit of noise. It was so quiet, so silent. It was just amazing. We thought maybe it's a helicopter. Nope.
No.
And then maybe we thought it was a plane, and nope. There was no sound whatsoever.
And a lot of people right away when you say or put up a photograph like this, especially the one at the farther distance, they automatically say it was a Chinese candle. but you cannot say this about this object because it took off at a high rate of speed. I'm sorry, Chinese candles don't have engines on them.
That, and they burn out way before 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they usually like flicker out way before 5 minutes is over.
Okay.
And, I'm visiting my daughter in Berkeley, California right now, and she just got done telling me on New Year's Eve she went for a bike ride. She belongs to this East Bay Bike Party. They have these riders that go bike riding, and they get done around 11 p.m.
As a segue into what we were talking about, the UFOs on New Year's, and a crop circle that appeared on December the 28th. Now, this was before New Year's, obviously, December the 28th. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody has heard about it, especially if you're on Facebook. And we were just notified today that a company is going to come out at 8 o'clock p.m. tonight to confess that it was their doing on creating this crop circle that appeared in Salinas on December the 28th. Now, what I want to do, though, is, okay, let's just say, for example, they do come out and say, yes, we did it. It was promoting our chip, a new chip that this company is just invented, I guess, just made, and it's a promotion for them. They're at the Las Vegas Electronics Convention. And that's one of the reasons why they say they did it, to promote them out there. Okay, that's cool. I can live with that. But when this occurred, and when I found out about it, just like everybody else, they were really, we were all looking at this particular crop circle. And a lot of people came out and said, oh, no, it was fake. Somebody did it. Yada, yada, yada. And you know what? I never even put the stupid crop circle thing up here.
Well, it's whoever did it. Oh, wow. It was well done. I mean,
yeah, it was.
It's not like usually when a man-made one is made, it's real cheesy looking. You could tell.
Right. Now, even Emerald walked in and we said, the crop circle. What'd you say, Emerald?
Fake. I thought it was fake.
You thought it was fake. And a lot of people, right away assumed, yep, it was fake. As a matter of fact, Whitley Strieber came out and pretty much said, you know what, it's a company, a chip company, and pretty much said, you know what, it's fake, and pretty much called everybody a name. Well, you know what, let's stop right there. What went into this crop circle, there was a lot of time invested in building it, for one thing. And it was a lot effort into putting in a lot of different type of clues, and I don't want to say clue about the chip that this company is coming out with, but clue about other stuff. And I went and I researched the internet, and I was listening to other people who were doing exactly what I was doing, is going in and try to dissect the crop circle and see what clues were left in this particular crop circle that would be, it's something like this comes out. You want it, it's like a puzzle. You want to go in there and you want to take it apart. Say, I want to be the first one to figure out what it says. Well, that's what everybody was doing, and that is cool, because that's what investigators and people who have interest in crop circles do. Now, let's talk about. Let's get into, because I have a lot of notes here about this particular crop circle. And, my wife Cheryl and I, we were listening to some things on the internet, and she was also on the internet, and we were finding some stuff out that wasn't making any sense to us. And let's talk about, this company. The company's name, and I have it written down. It's a weird name. It starts with the N. Navidia, I believe it's called. Navidia. They are... and it's spelled N as in Nancy, IVIDIA Corporation. They are an electronics corporation, and they put out different type of chips. And I think this chip is for a camera, a particular camera. Now, again, they're going to come out at 8 o'clock Pacific time tonight, and you can go to their website and probably watch their broadcast or blog or whatever, which is cool and everything. But let's talk about when the crop circle was found and all the things leading up after that, and the clues and all the stuff that are involved in this crop circle, because I want to tell you what's involved in this crop circle and what I found and what a lot of other people found. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I discovered all the stuff that I have on my paper here, that I discovered everything. No. The only thing that I figured out was that the planets were in the 1 and 9 and 2 o'clock position, and that is it. And that's all actually documented. You can go back on my Facebook wall. When I put this the day after, I actually said that in my wall. But okay, so we're gonna get into it. Okay, if you go look at the crop circle, and you can go and type in, you can go on the internet right now. It's a square with a round circle around it, and in the middle of that square, there's a lot of bumps. And somebody said those bumps were Braille. And professionals came out and said, yes, the Braille reads 192. Okay, fine. So now we got a 3-digit number, 192. Then I was just looking at the outside circle around the square, and there's 3 other circles, different sizes, that are like around this large circle. And I said, boy, those could be planets around the solar system of some kind. And Michael Gibson on our Facebook wall decided to take it upon himself and to go and see if, and then that's when I said, wait a minute, each round circle is at a different position on the clock, 1, a 2 o'clock, and a 9 o'clock, and that also signifies the 3-digit number 192. Well, he decided upon himself to go and see down in the future where these planets would align themselves on what date. Well, he was a couple of days off. What somebody said is that since this crop circle was founded on December the 28th, go 192 days out from December 28th into the future, and the date comes up July the 8th, 2014. Okay. That's where these actual planets are going to be aligned at that particular time and day. All right. That's a lot of effort to put into a crop circle so far to publicize a chip out of their company. And Alan did say something. Emerald, can you do me a favor? It's hot in here. Can you turn that off? Yeah. He said something that really made sense to me. That, this chip is not going to be made public. Or is it?
No, it's to an IR camera,
right? That
only has business applications or like military or something like that.
Okay.
Not for the public. It isn't even out. That's a prototype.
Okay. So, all right. So, this multi-million-dollar company that is going to be releasing this chip, which is not out yet, decided to go and do a crop circle, and all of a sudden make 192 a number. Now, from what I understand, this chip has the 3-digit number 192 involved with it somehow, and I think I have it in my notes, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But so far, now we have, the date, 192 days out. We have the planets. The planets that are going to be in the same position 192 days out on 7/8/14 are going to be Earth, Venus, and Mars. Okay, I'm just giving you those 3 planets. All right, now let's take it a step further.
Well, the first thing I saw was a computer chip. Okay, when I first saw it, and then when I first saw that they said the Braille was 192, right away I thought of a computer IP address, 192. And I was trying to figure out the computer IP address, like maybe it had something to do with the website that chip is going to be at. But I never could get a website, out of the numbers.
Okay.
But I did find that particle number 192 is the Higgs boson, is the God particle that they just found. And I wondered if that had any kind of relation.
Okay.
I was
okay.
Kind of
So
tripping on that.
see, and that's what we're trying to say here is that people are looking. Okay, the 3-digit number 192. What does it have to involve with this chip? Well, we're coming up with a lot of different scenarios and definitions for the 192. Like you just said, the God particle has the 192 involved somehow. One of the network media news stations in, I believe it was Bay Area, actually went all out, and they actually hired somebody to go in and see if they can read the Braille, and they came up with a bunch of numbers, 192, 192B as in boy, 1921, yada, yada, yada. Now, they also found around the outskirts of the Braille, there was also some more letters that were also found, and those letters were E-T, E period, T period, the letter B, and that, just the letter B, but also the 4 letters of I-S-O-N, ISON. That was also in that particular outskirts of the Braille. So E-T-B ISON, all right, that was involved. Now, so does that say that ISON is ETs? Well, is that what it's,
okay. It B's a ET, kind of like in...
Okay, well, that's the... Yeah, I don't know.
Talk?
ETB ISON. Hey, okay. Now, the company of the chip, why would they include all this? It just maybe they decided, you know what, let's just give something for them to go after. And that could be very well be the case.
Like a puzzle that doesn't have an answer.
And then let's really fake everybody out, or let's throw stuff in there. Well, to think about the 192 days out, to put the planets in the certain, that took a lot of thinking, all right? That just didn't happen. A guy didn't sit down with a notebook in front of the TV and decide to do this. It took a lot of people, probably around a large table, to come up with different types of ideas if this was the case, okay? For a chip that wasn't going to be released publicly, and maybe they wanted to keep it top secret. Now, continue. 192. There is also, somebody says that there is a comet that was discovered in 2007, of April the 14th, that was named 192. All right, an actual comet, and it's actually in the it's actually in our solar system, and I think somebody said Mars, Jupiter, right around that area. And it's and they're saying that, but it has no. They're not saying it's coming this way or anything like that. But there is a comet named 192. All right. So I heard that, like for example, the Nibiru, or let's just say Planet X, or that there is a planet out there in our solar system. And the only way you can see it is by heat-sensitive cameras, and it's the only way you can actually pick it up. Now,
so only by a chip like that.
Maybe only like a chip like that.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Okay, so now let's just take it even further. Now, am I saying this crop circle was put there by a extraterrestrial? No, I'm not. But what we're doing is we're giving you all the stuff that we found out that's included in this crop circle. All of the,
what everybody has found.
Yeah, so far
pertains to 192 and all that.
Okay. Now, I also heard that this crop circle was built on a barley crop, and it's leasing. They're actually the people who are leasing this particular area from the company who is growing this barley crop is actually Monsanto, and that's a fact.
Is that why they bulldozed it like in one day?
Okay, now let's continue on. All right, okay, Monsanto is growing barley.
Barley?
I'm sorry, barley. Gosh dang it. Okay. Brawley. I keep saying Brawley because that's a town in L.A. that way. But anyways, okay, barley. And then 192. If you go and type in 192 in the there's a new, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a chemical, but it's called iridium. Iridium. It's a new.
You're talking about the video game?
No. I'm just talking about the actual iridium 192 that they had just come out with at the table of chemical. All right. That.
And you know that. Was it what's her name? She found that iridium 192, that is the one that's missing. Okay, the government lost some uranium, right?
Okay.
To make a dirty bomb, and that is the exact stuff that's missing.
It can make a dirty bomb.
Iridium 192 is missing.
Okay.
So I mean that's another thing that kind of connects in
right.
there.
And also to the Monsanto. Now, when the crop circle was discovered on December the 28th, the day after, security guards were placed immediately around the facility. Now, the owners of the property were not at home. They were on vacation away from California, very far distance. Now, security detail was placed around the area. And now we're trying to find out, okay, where did the security detail? The security detail, it's called Echelon Security. And the Echelon Security is out of Santa Clara, which is the Bay Area, Silicon Valley. Now, what people are saying, when they found the actual crop circle, the news people, everybody went out and started talking to all the neighbors. And people were saying, yeah, we saw people with ladders and ropes and all that kind of stuff. And right away, people were saying, okay, well, then that these people were the ones who made the crop circle. But then I also heard, and Alan also heard, that a crop circle of this magnitude with all the little details that are involved here should have taken several people around a week to put together. And we're talking day and night, okay, because there's so much detail involved. But the only problem is no one heard or saw anything prior to. The only time they heard and saw something was the night of December the 28th. They actually went, and a lot of people were saying that the neighbors were saying their dogs were barking like so weird and crazy that night that they had no reason to be barking because it's in the middle of nowhere, really. And then we found out that when the security detail arrived on the site, they had brought a ladder with them and some ropes. They were told, and we don't know by who, to take measurements really quick of the crop circle using ropes. And now I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute. And everybody's thinking the same way. Well, then this is probably where the news reports took it out of content, saying that there was a bunch of people with ropes and ladders, and this is what they used to make this. Well, what we found out is that the security detail had a large ladder, and which was on the telephone pole on the side of the street south of there, and ropes. And what they used this ladder for was to get higher up over to take photographs, aerial photographs on this high ladder. And the ropes that they were using to take measurements of the crop circle. And this is where I think the media took it out of content, saying that there was a lot of people who were out there, building all this. Well, I don't think that's the case. There was no bunch of people running around with ladders, and it was just a security detail right after this occurred on December the 28th. Now, who called the security detail? And especially Echelon Security. Was it this company, Nvidia Corporation, who said they put it there? And why would there be the purpose? Also, too, we found out right afterward, somebody instructed them to come in and mow it down right away.
Yep, right away.
Right away. I mean,
within 24 hours.
It was, yeah. I mean, I was going to actually take a ride out there myself, but I had to work, or else I would have been out there. Somebody said also, too, and this is from a higher source and with credibility, that a person who is involved in paranormal and crop circles went out there right away. The security detail was already there. The security detail would not allow them to get on the site. But the person had a Geiger counter for radiation, and it was digital. And he actually gave the security guard and said, could you please just go out there and place this in the field around there and see if the numbers increase. Well, on it had read, I think, 43.43, and as he got out further out into the crop and he placed it, it went up to 0.58. So it increased in the radiation side. Okay, so I don't know. It increased from 0.43 to 0.58, and I will have to go and do more research and see if that is a high jump or is that natural in certain crops or whatever. I don't know, but there was a definite a big gap there of an increase of radiation possible. Now,
maybe just Fukushima's making the increase in radiation.
Who knows? Okay.
See, I thought maybe that had something to do with Fukushima too.
That's what I thought too. I thought that was somehow.
First, and it still might. I don't know.
We don't know.
Because I thought maybe it looked like the reactor. I even tried to line it up to the Fukushima reactor, because I've been seeing, like, I posted on my Facebook, all the starfish from Alaska all the way down to California are falling apart and dead. In one day, they're dying and falling apart, right? In one day. So anybody that could hear me, don't eat any seafood.
Nope. I would stop. Okay, I would stop big time. Now, if you look at the crop circle, and at the very bottom of the crop circle, there is and what looks to be like a bunch of people walking in a line, but a swervy line, like a large snake. People were saying it looks like a large snake, and you can see it at the bottom of the southern part of the crop circle, and the large head of the snake is like pointing towards the bigger round circle, and this round circle, I believe, is at 9 o'clock.
Which turns out to be
Earth. And if you look at that swiggly line, that looks more to be like possibly a comet or a meteor coming into that particular solar system at that particular time. Now,
ETB icing. No.
Okay. Now, you guys see where I'm going with this? If this is a company who decided to promote a chip, just one little chip, all right, that you cannot go to the store and buy for your camera or anything like that, and they went all out and did this, why? Why would they spend this much to do this? Now,
especially if it's not going to be like a publicly bought thing, you know
right.
what I mean? Like something that we're going to want to go out and spend $5 on, or $500 or whatever.
Or whatever it is.
I mean, we couldn't even do that ourselves anyways. You know what I mean? Like, who buys chips and puts it in a camera?
Right.
You?
Right. No, exactly.
Not me.
So let's say, I'm just throwing this out, you guys. Let's say that whoever put this here, and again, I'm not saying it was E.T., all right? Let's just say somebody with great knowledge knew ahead of time about this chip and decided to use this chip and put it into this crop circle with all the other clues. And then the people in this company saw this crop circle and said, holy mackerel, that's our freaking chip. Let's use this for our advantage. Let's use this for I don't know who got the idea to put this crop circle, and somebody gave our secret away about this chip, but hey, let's use it for our advantage. Let's get a press release, and let's go out there in front of a podium and say, yes, we did it. It's our chip. Billions of people around the world are going to now hear this press conference about this particular chip. So now I'm again, I'm throwing this out at you. Could it be that they actually did this? Yes, it could very well be, but you have to think out of the box, and that's what I want. This is what I try to tell you guys here. Just because it's there doesn't mean it's, you have to really pick it apart. Don't think it's factual because someone says it's factual. You need to do the research and figure out, wait a minute, there's way more to it than this. And that's what I'm thinking at this point in time.
What you're doing is what everybody should be questioning everything
absolutely.
Like that. I mean, we should take anything at face value anymore.
Mm-mm.
We should question every last single thing because they're lying on every last single thing, pretty much. Just like the Fukushima thing, everybody says, "Oh, nobody's talking about it." You know, hey, the crop circle. Why would they do it? Is that for corporations and not for people? I mean, question everything.
Now,
everything.
Now, check this out. This is what kind of hit me over the head. We were coming back from the coast last night. I went to go pick up my family, and I have my iPhone, and I can actually Bluetooth it to the stereo, and we can listen to stuff via speakers. And I had a certain person that was talking, describing the actual crop circle. And then he goes, and then when this person said Iridium 192, my son goes, "Wait a minute." He goes, "That's in my game." And I mean, what are you talking about? He goes, "Borderlands." That's actually in the actual game. He says Iridium 192 is something that it gets released into the atmosphere and gets into the plants and starts it starts contaminating people. And I looked at him and I almost crashed. I said, "What?" He goes, "Yes, it's in my Borderlands Xbox game." And for all those who are into those games, you guys are probably going, "Oh my God, you're right, Jeff." As a matter of fact, everybody right now, go type in Iridium 192, and usually what's going to come up is the frickin' Borderland game. So at that point in time, I said, "Okay, wait a minute." I said, "How many games are there, Andrew?" And he said, there's 1 and 2. And I said, "Okay, well, is this maybe possibly a advertisement for the maybe Borderlands 3? And he says, "No, I haven't heard anything on it yet." And I went in and I went searching and I didn't find anything. But, again, I just found this out last night.
In the game, where, who releases this?
I don't know. I would have to go in and play the game, and I hate playing games. So he was supposed to come out and write me up exactly the story on this particular game.
But he's too busy playing
the game. He's too busy playing other games. But it's Iridium 192. It's like a very bad chemical that gets released, and it starts, killing people and contaminating people, and that is part of the game. I'm going, what? And I'm going, okay. And that's what I'm trying to get at, is that, right now you're probably hearing this for the very first time, and we actually are telling it here for the very first time. Everybody else did not get this at all. But this is also a scenario in a game called Borderlands, and you're hearing it here.
Borderland 1 or Borderland 2?
I think it's a combination of both. They're both in there. So so you are getting this here first, guys, and we're making it. So no one else is talking about this particular game with the Iridium 192 and the chemical and all this kind of stuff. So it even talks about the food supply, water supply, and all that, I believe, in the game. So I'm going, what? So I'm going to have to really do some more research on this game, and I'm going to probably have to have him get in and really write down the sequence of the game and how much of this Iridium 192 is played in this game. So stuff like this, okay, guys, now this is another part of the puzzle that you have to input it and see, well, wait a minute, okay, is someone trying to tell us something? All right, is somebody trying to tell us something? All right, now, I don't know. But what we're here is we're telling you and we're giving you all this information about this crop circle, so that way you can make your own decision. Am I telling you guys that ET built this? No, I'm not.
Yeah, we're not even saying Monsanto built it or the company that makes chips built it.
Yes, but it is funny that that this barley, I believe, also had iridium planted with it, if I'm not mistaken. That's what somebody was saying, that the iridium is somehow being grown with this barley, and Monsanto is using it in the crop. And I'm like going, okay. Okay, you see where
the chemical? It's a metal.
It's a metal.
So
well,
you're saying they're using it.
They're using it. They're using it in the barley to grow it, and that's why. And see, you have to take.
Well, that would make the.
But now,
Geiger counter, read higher.
Read higher, exactly. Okay, exactly. Now, this particular barley guess what they're using this particular barley for? They're feeding it to the cows.
And then
ultimately we eat it.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
You know, I had a dream. This reminds me of a dream I just had like 2 nights ago.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it didn't have any 192s or anything in it like that. But I was shopping, and there was police, like, policing the store.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know why. And I don't dream, okay? Normally I don't dream. When I went up to the register, I had to give them my driver's license, and then they scanned my driver's license, you know, with like you do your bank card.
Right.
And immediately when they got the information back, they said you can't have this and you can't have that, and they were taking stuff out of my card and saying that I wasn't allowed these certain healthy things, and they were taking it out.
Sounds like Obamacare. Oh.
I mean, it was just a dream, but I mean, what you're talking about with all this stuff kind of remind me of that dream.
Well,
and I haven't figured out my dream yet either.
Now, it's again just what I just said right now. You guys should have been right now. Should probably all have said "whoa," like I did last night. Whoa. I'm going "whoa." All right. So was it that this company? I don't think so, guys. I really don't. These guys who designed this chip, this company, is probably going to take advantage of this crop circle, big time. Now, since it's out there, they probably were going to debut it at the Las Vegas Electronics Show, or maybe keep it up in the wraps. I don't know exactly what the ship does.
I do. I researched that.
Okay, what does it do?
It's a CCC.
Right, for security.
D chip.
Camera, okay.
Right, and it actually it's not one that's on the market right now.
Okay.
It just looks like it.
Okay.
Okay. It resembles one.
The image.
Right.
Okay.
And supposedly, this is the part. Supposedly, somebody that designed that chip came out and said, "Hey, how did that get there?" Because that's like on the drawing board. They're not even making it yet, right? I mean, so they were tripping out that CCCD chip actually was out in a field. Okay.
See, and that's where I'm getting at then. If that's the case, because I didn't know what Alan just told me. I didn't know that. If that's the case.
And everybody knows what a CCD camera.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but only that's a security camera.
Right.
An infrared security camera.
Now,
so is this the one that looks through your clothes and all that kind of thing? I mean, is this new state of the art?
Good question.
Something?
Yeah, good question. Can it see invisible? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then this is where the solar system and the comet.
192 is the frequency that it can see.
I don't. Iridium. You know, all this.
I wonder if iridium's makes part of the chip.
It could be. Now, also too, what really what the date, July the 8th, 2014. Everybody right now needs to get on their cell phones, go into the calendar, and type in 7, and mark that particular calendar, because I want to know what's going to happen now on that day.
What was the date? The 8th?
July the 8th.
July 8th, 2014.
What?
Nothing. No,
Okay.
there's a date on the phone. I think it's July
27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening or whatever.
Opening. Did everybody? Let's go ahead and put that. I'm going to go do that right now. Did everybody get that? Actually, when this came out, Danny actually sent this out to me. But what I'm going to do is I am going to. What is July 28th, 2014?
It's Monday, July 28th, 2014.
Oh, 27th. I'm sorry.
27th.
Wrong day.
Yes.
Let's try it again. What is July 27th, 2014?
It's Sunday, July 27th, 2014, opening gates of Hades.
What? Are you kidding?
Did everybody say that? Let's try it again.
Wait a minute.
What is July 27th, 2014?
It's Sunday, July 27th, 2014, opening gates of Hades.
Like, what the heck?
Okay.
Yeah,
Now
we don't have a show that day, right?
No.
No.
This was actually this was actually another day at 2013, and I don't remember what day it was, but you can go. This is on my iPhone, everybody. You can do it on your iPhone, but you have to say what is July 27th, 2014, and then this will come out and it will say that. But somebody also found out that you can do it on a special day in 2013, and it says the same thing. Okay. And what that is basically the opening gates of hell. It's another word of Hades, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I heard it was like a sort of Eastern. I heard it was like a holiday. So
Is it a holiday?
I think so. I can.
Which makes sense because if that's the case, but
Like a Muslim holiday.
Yeah.
okay. But what's weird though is when it had
What
been
a day to celebrate.
when it be the same day though, like last year, I don't think it was.
I think it would be like how Easter is. It's not always on the same.
Oh, but
date.
I don't think it was like in the same month. I don't remember. But Emerald, I don't know if you can Google it, see if you can find it
looking
for
it up.
2014,
Yeah.
2013. But
Yeah,
but
what
right
if-
away,
is
Danny.
Is it in 2012 and 2011? It should be in every day or every year.
Right, and
You should be able
actual
to say
Danny
that.
was the one that said maybe it's just that same day, but no, it wasn't. I think it would have freaked me out big time if that would have landed on the same day, but it doesn't. It's the same month, but otherwise, so. Okay, I just wanted to throw that out there if you guys didn't catch that on my Facebook wall.
It's the same month, but it's not the same
Day, right. So,
Maybe we'll
it-
be able to see it with that.
Well, I think this chip is going to play a big part. I think it's going to allow whatever is coming, and this is my theory, up in the solar system this way, this chip is going to allow you to see it with, you won't be able to see it with the naked eye. That's just my theory.
Well, I know, like something, while I was researching these chips, these CCCD chips or CCCD chips. Anyways, the big telescopes that they have huge ones. That's how they can look at the sky on a monitor, and they use these chips in the telescopes. Even the one what's the one that's up there floating in the atmosphere?
The Hubble.
The Hubble has one of those chips, and the bigger the chip, and the more elaborate. And the more it has like a frequency range, like some of them see all the way in the IR and then all the way into the ultraviolet, and so that they can see things that we can't see with our human eye. I mean, you might really be onto something, and that might be made for a telescope even.
So
I didn't know that about telescopes. I mean, it says it's the same thing as a camera, but I didn't know that they use the same kind for a telescope, only bigger. Like a lot bigger.
Well, okay. Well, there is what we wanted to throw at you on this crop circle. Again, is it man-made? I don't know. Was it put there by somebody else? I think it's a clue. I think it's a big clue. I don't think it was put there by this company, and it's pronounced NVIDIA. NVIDIA.
NVIDIA?
Huh?
NVIDIA?
NVIDIA.
Okay,
NIVIDIA.
NVIDIA. They make the graphics card that we use inside the...
NIVI?
Yeah. No, that's NVIDIA.
Yeah, NVIDIA. NIVIDIA Corporation is the one.
Are you sure it's NI?
Yeah. NIVI. If you Google it, it comes up with that company. Yeah.
Huh. I wonder if they're like part of that, because that's what the NVIDIA makes. They call them GPU, CPU for the graphics and other.
That's what
things,
this company does too. GPU. Matter of fact, this is a brand new GPU that just came out, and it's using this chip or something like that. I don't know. Well,
I'm gonna look into it.
Okay, look into it. So.
I'll let you know.
All right, cool. All right, so there's where I want to go with this crop circle. Again, you're going to be able to hear tonight, 8 o'clock Pacific.
They say, somebody in chat says the chip is ET. I think all the chips are ET.
What do you mean ET?
I think that, for millennia, we rode around on horses, and we had to carry torches, and, just only a while back they found electricity and they started flying, and then all of a sudden somebody invented the chip. And the first computer, with the biggest computer like that you carry in your pocket, the first one that had power that actually didn't ever have that much power. It was as big as a football field or 6 football fields. And now you carry one in your pocket that's probably 10 times the power of the very first most powerful computer. And I think all of that, the fiber optics, the silicate that they use to make the chips, the whole technology of that whole thing is ET.
And I believe you are correct. I mean, I believe that
we made a deal, or we back engineered, or something.
And they're giving all these major corporations a little bit of ET technology. Thank you. ET technology, and they're giving it to everybody. I believe like Boeing got a little bit. I believe like AT&T got a little bit. The military gets a little bit, and they're allowed to take it and run with it. And for some dinero, money. And
it's all about the money.
Oh, it's all about the money.
And I actually believe that there is technology that they have that we don't even know about, that our government keeps. And I mean, it doesn't even leak it or anything, so that it can maintain this power that it has over the whole world. Just like the aircraft that's flying around right now. That you're absolutely correct. The triangle craft that you cannot see, that we see ever so often. Yes. And I think they have this technology. It's ET technology. Yes. And they're not even telling. That's why they're so like blasé about like some secret things going to China and stuff. They really don't care because they have something 50 million years in advance of that, right? But they're still scared of the ETs. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because with the ET technology. And they can take us out if they wanted to, like that. I believe. Right. Why they didn't, I don't know. Right. But maybe that's a clue right there that they might.
So who knows? So okay, well there you go. That's all I want to talk about in the crop circle. I did this to make you guys think,
and to make everybody thinks about it.
Think out of the box.
Everything.
You need to think out of the box. Nothing is as it is right in front of your face. I always say you have to think out of the box. Use common sense. And take it apart and research it yourself. And I'm hoping you're going to do that. You're going to hear about it on the news tonight. ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox. Everybody's going to cover that press conference from that company about this chip. They're going to come out and they're going to say, it was us. It was us. We fooled you guys. It was about our chip. But remember all of the clues that were involved in this crop circle that we just gave you. All right. What did they have to do with the chip? That's all I'm going to say.
Well, what's cool is now everybody that listened to this is way informed. Way more than the regular person that's out there that's just been reading bits and pieces here and there on Facebook and what they hear on the news. And you'll be able to listen to this message. We don't even know what it is. And have more of a critical thinking when they're listening to it. You know what I mean?
Yes. Big time.
And it's going to be fun to hear this information.
Right. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to get involved in a little bit of Bigfoot.
My favorite subject.
I was working at the Fresno airport a couple days ago, and I was walking through the gift shop like I always do. Because they always have killer nicks and different things in there like that. And they are starting to carry, and they have been carrying stuff for a while now, Bigfoot items like shot glasses and mugs and some magnets, some refrigerator magnets. And I am going to post really quick on the screen, but they have a shot glass, and it pretty much says, and I'm putting this on my screen, and I'm sorry I didn't send it to start about because it was just a gimmick type of deal. I just wanted to talk about this really quick. But this shot glass has a picture of Bigfoot on it, and it says Bigfoot Country, Yosemite. All right. So, the Fresno airport is now pretty much telling you that Bigfoot is up in the mountains of east of Fresno, up in the Yosemite, basically national parks.
And it's actually, they're true. That's right.
That's exactly right.
It really is.
So I was talking to the cashier, and he said somebody actually came in and was doing a documentary about Bigfoot, and they said, you guys should really carry, stuff on Bigfoot. And the buyer said, okay. and went out and purchased some stuff. So I don't know what the real story is, but there you go. I just wanted to show that to you.
It's cool. When you go in the airport, they actually have sequoia redwoods in the airport.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. I'll have to take the pictures and show them everybody next time.
I always trip out because they call it the FYI, Fresno Yosemite International, right?
It didn't come up there, did it?
For your information, no.
Oh, now it goes.
FYI, there isn't hardly no international flights in there.
Right. So,
But,
okay. What I want to do now is...
See, that's a delay. That's why.
Yeah, big time delay. Okay, what I want to do is I'm going to play you a couple of audio. And this is from YouTube. This is from, I believe, 2007. What I want to do is everybody who are in their house and listening, I want everybody to lower their lights. I want to make it spooky. So what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. What this is a 911 recording out of San Antonio, Texas. And you probably heard this, I don't know, but it's been out there for a while. But, people who aren't into it like we are, don't really get to hear or see a lot of the stuff we do because we're constantly looking, all right? And this is what we do. And we come across some really cool stuff. And some really cool stuff you guys probably have never even heard of. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a clip. This came in on a 911 call in San Antonio, Texas, and the city, all right? There are a couple of homeless people who were basically living in, and I want to say the woods in San Antonio, but when I say the woods, we're talking just bits and pieces of the woods inside the city. What's the matter?
Can't see.
That's the idea. They can't see us.
Good, thank you. So now I'm going to go ahead and put our mugs up because that way you can see us get scared and stuff.
Oh, they're still seeing a shot glass.
Yeah. So, okay. Oh, let me get that out of there. So what I'm going to do now, Rick, if you're listening, don't make comments on this one, all right? Okay. I listened to this audio many times, and I think this is for real.
I let my whole I brought my whole family into my computer room and let them listen to this because it's good.
It's good. All
it
right.
Really is
so
good.
If you guys are in your homes right now, lower your lights. All right. If you right now are en route someplace, if you're a trucker, make sure there's nobody behind you. No. This is really cool. This is really cool. I believe in these two homeless people, and I want you to listen what just occurred. And let's just listen. I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to turn off the mics, and I'm just going to let you guys listen. Okay, guys? I believe this 100%, obviously, because it's a 911 call. Now, they had a cell phone, and they probably went and paid per month usage, just like you go to 7-Eleven and buy, minutes and whatever. So they had a cell phone. All right? Let's hear them, and it's going to come up right now. So this is really good stuff, guys. Really good stuff. Again, turn off your lights in your house. I want it dark because I want you to listen to them on this 911 call. And here it comes. Trust me.
San Antonio 911, do you need police, fire, or EMS?
I'm not real sure, ma'am. I just watched the biggest it was a critter, but it smelled real bad. I'm a homeless female. I live right in the middle of the woods, around 151, just north of Claver on 1604 where the light is. This big thing was 75 feet away from me, smells awful, devoured a whole deer carcass, and then took off and, screamed, screeched, and took off across the street. And I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I'm dead serious. There was something very big, a lot bigger than me, out here. So, it's probably somebody should know. I really don't know what you can do about it.
How long ago did this happen?
This is, immediately. I don't know if animal control, it's
Okay,
huge.
again, now tell me, where was it? This is at 151 in Calabria?
Okay, yeah, the light at 151, just up from Calabria, on 1604 where 1604 split, and you can get off on the access road to Culebra, or you can take 151.
Right.
That light right there is, yes, right in there. It is a very large, hairy animal of some kind.
Now, was it standing on 2 or 4? Or?
Well, if I told you it was standing on 2 legs, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm serious. It ran off at breaking limbs and trees. And it kind of screech howled. And a very creepy, scary thing. Because, like I said, I live in a tent. In the woods. So,
You live in a tent?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a homeless female. I live in a tent in the woods, and I just saw this freaky, scary, very large creature devour a deer and run off across the road. So,
okay.
I don't know.
Is there any way that we can have an officer contact you?
Yeah, I guess it's this number. But I'd really prefer, like, animal control or somebody bigger than me. But I appreciate it. I just thought somebody should know that there's a very large animal in the vicinity.
Now, the deer was walking around and...
No, the deer was dead, and it got devoured. It was a carcass.
Okay, and do you see signs of a dead deer, blood, or whatever?
Actually, ma'am, I'm not gonna go check it out right at the moment. Is that okay?
That's fine.
It seems like I'm waiting for daylight. I don't own anything but a machete and a hatchet, so I'm kind of creeped out. I just thought, like I said, I thought somebody should know there's a very large something big enough to eat a deer and as a predator.
Are you with someone there?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they see it too?
Yes, ma'am.
How about if I have an officer contact you guys out there?
I'm not going to leave my camp right at the moment. I mean, if they want to come look at the light, she wants an officer to meet us. Yeah. Right, Carol. We're not leaving where we're at, is what we're trying to say. I'm a little bit scared, and it's raining, and I just want somebody to maybe check it out in the morning when it's not dark.
Well,
animal control, dude.
What I can do right now is I can have an officer patrol that area. Which direction did it run?
It ran across the light at 151, like towards the water tower on 2 feet, like my husband said. Something very weird. I just wanted to make a documentation and have animal control.
Had you ever seen or heard anything like this before?
No, ma'am. No, I've lived in the woods for a while.
I've lived in the woods for 6 years. I'm going to tell you right now, I've lived in the woods for 6 years. I swear to God, I've never seen nothing like this. This son of a bitch was bigger than me.
And it had a very odd smell.
I'm 6'3". I'm 6'3". It's bigger than me.
So,
6'3"?
It's bigger than 6'3". Yeah, it's very large. I
carried the carcass off.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He carried the carcass off. I mean,
he carried it
with nothing. I want to believe that it was a large cat or bear, but I'm thinking I'm not going to tell you what I think it is.
What does he think it is?
What do you think it is?
Well, I tell you what, I don't know. I would be a liar if I said I thought I knew what it was, but I don't know. But I know it picked up that deer and walked with 2 feet.
Yeah. It's a very large something that smells bad and is bigger than we are. So.
Okay, so you saw it walk in which direction, or walk in which direction?
Towards the light at 151 and 1604.
It went towards the water tower.
Went towards the water tower area. And it screeched, howled, yelled.
Yeah.
When it worked up. I mean, my husband's a very large, nothing's ever scared him, ever. And, I mean.
Saw it too.
we both saw it. So
What's good? You send some
No,
stuff there?
no type of clothing or...
no, it was for,
Okay.
or as far as I can tell, I mean, it's a pretty light night out because of the overcast. And we doused our fire, and I have a blanket thing hung up as a tapestry, and it saw it over the top of that, and when it ran, it cracked branches.
Trees.
Yes, large. Like the size of a grizzly bear. Imagine that.
But on steroids with 2 feet.
So,
He had 2 feet, Mama.
I know. I just know what.
Okay. And did you, and what is your name?
Jennifer. Yeah, it's raining now and we can't hear nothing outside, so it's kind of scary. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll have an officer patrol that area and see what we can find.
I know. I mean, you guys might be able to find something. Animal control might be able to find tracks or something in the morning. It's hard to find tracks on this area because it's not. She said she's going to send a patrol around the area. So, right. And yes, you can call.
Okay, they get the light and control. They get the light.
Get to the light.
And sound the siren.
And sound your sirens. He'll come out of the woods and talk to you.
I'm scared to death, dude.
And you guys have your tent set up at 151 in Culebra?
I mean, not exactly, but yeah, I mean, it's in the area. Just go to the light and sound the siren, and we would hear you where we're at.
And I'll come to you.
At 151 and 1604, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, everybody take that in just for a little bit. If that doesn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what will. All right. Now, an audio clip like this, you have to... I've listened to this 5 times. And, you know, for a homeless couple to call a police department, and they're probably illegally sleeping where they're not supposed to. She basically told the dispatcher she had a machete and a hatchet. Okay. You can tell she was pretty much, she was not flubbing her words. It didn't sound like they were on anything. She was a very smart girl. She was telling the dispatcher exactly what they witnessed. Now, you can tell the dispatcher was not laughing. She actually breathed a little bit like, okay, you know, and she was asking the right questions. To me, like she's heard this before. That's what it sounded. I mean, it sounded she was asking the correct questions. I've heard other 911 calls about UFOs, many of those, and where the dispatchers are laughing, right? They're really laughing. But for some reason, this dispatcher was not laughing and asking the right questions. And I'm listening to the married couple, and you can tell, you know, they were scared. There was no reason for them to call the dispatch. You know, they saw something. I believe it was a Bigfoot. I really do.
I like the when you... Can you get an animal control out here?
You know, and let's think about
somebody big.
Yeah, for some reason they knew a police officer wasn't going to cut it. All right, so they were asking for somebody with experience to handle a large animal. All right, and like I said, I listened to this over and over and over again. And she basically described to me a very large creature that was running through the woods, knocking down or breaking branches and knocking down trees. They both said that, guys. Now, trees could be, you know, the circumference 5 inches, 6 inches. But if you know what we know about Bigfoot, They're 700, 900 pounds. For them to be running and all of a sudden all they need to do is just put their hand right out and it's going to bring down a good-sized tree with ease.
Yeah, they twist them off too. Like
yes,
where we go all the time, where we got the roars and everything, it looks like total destruction.
Yes.
I mean, you could go anywhere in the woods and, it's forest and everything, and there's a few trees down. The area we go into, it looks like somebody ran through there and busted all the trees and knocked a bunch of them over. I mean, it is total destruction all through the whole valley.
Yes.
Emerald wants to go now.
Go.
Right on. You can go with this.
You can go with us. If we can go this Sunday, you can go with us.
I'm going to be in Disneyland. So.
Oh, okay. So it won't
I want
happen.
to go to Disneyland. No.
Okay. So you know what? There are Bigfoots at Disneyland.
No, there's not. Should I?
Yeah, there is.
No,
yeah.
Don't do that.
No. Was that Thunder Mountain? There's a Yeti up in there. That's scary.
The bobsled.
There's also one in the Small World too. All right, I'm going to play for you guys one more. This is a very short one. This one. You probably heard this on a lot of the Bigfoot or paranormal shows. Actually, run this audio at the very beginning, a very short one. But I believe this is happening in Washington State, and I will just let you hear it. It's a very, very short one. Okay, the audio is a little bad on this one, but here we go. We're going to try it again.
911, what are you reporting?
We got someone or something crawling around out here.
Did you see what it was? Was it a person or an animal or?
I can't tell. All I know is that my central light came on and I just happened to glimpse and see this thing running across the yard. A good-sized man or something. It looks like a man. I don't know what it was. Just that it ran across the yard.
Okay. You've had problems in the neighborhood before?
Yeah, my dog was killed here just recently. I don't know what it was. Whatever it is, it's running. I couldn't catch it if I was going to chase it. But whatever it was standing up. I'm out here looking through the window now and I don't see anything. I don't want to go outside. Jesus Christ, you better...
Sir?
Dio!
Hello?
Get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a bitch is about 6'9", I don't know.
Do you see him now, sir?
Yes, I'm looking right at him.
Uh-oh. Okay, hang on.
He's right...
Is he in your yard, sir?
Yeah, God, he's big.
Okay, what's he doing in your yard?
He's looking at me.
Oh, and the guy is on foot.
I don't know what... It's a big... real big person. That's all I can say.
Okay, but it is a person.
Yeah, I'd say it was a person or somebody really big. But he's all in black.
Is he a black male or a white male? Did you actually see whether, or was he just wearing black?
He's all black and he's big. He is big.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I'm getting goosebumps.
I am, guys. If you
what I saw was big and black like that, and it ran, and oh man,
that's sad though. I mean, if it killed his dog.
Yeah.
Well,
right now my daughter lives in the foothills just east of Fresno, and their dog had puppies. They've already lost 7 puppies to something coming in the night.
Oh.
And they don't know. She's saying she thinks it's a big cat. But was it last night? She wrote on Facebook. She heard a bunch of metal bang, and the last puppy was. They have the mom tied up in where the puppies are, but the last puppy was at the door whining to get in.
Why didn't they keep the puppies inside?
They're not allowed to, but they have a lot of other animals.
Did they look for any tracks or anything? Or I mean.
I haven't talked to her since then last night.
Right.
But only that is something that the Bigfoot goes after is the small animals.
They're meat eaters, you guys. They're meat eaters. All right? There's no question about it. All right? Bigfoot's that size, that muscle tone, that don't live off of vegetables and produce alone. They don't.
No.
Okay.
They're not rabbits.
No. All right. Yeah, exactly. So, I wanted to play this for you guys. You guys really need, for those who don't believe in Bigfoot, stop. All right? There's something out there. There is something out there. I guarantee it. All right? Now, there is so much going out there when you're in your home, there is so much more that's going out there that you will never know, and we will never know either, and probably until we die. But, there are, at our house at nighttime, sometimes all of the dogs will start barking and barking and and they will not shut up. They will not shut up. We live in the Sunnyside area, and our backyard is a railroad tracks that once in a while the train will go by in a long time, once every couple days, but we have actually heard packs of coyotes running. Literally, it sounds like 10 or 20 of them together, just running and screaming. The scariest thing you will ever hear.
That is scary sound.
It is. But you got to understand, we live in Fresno, and all of a sudden we hear packs of coyotes running together, hollering. All right? Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to show. I'm afraid if I do it, I'm going to lose you. But go to Earth. Google Earth. Type in Highway 151 and Loop 1604. That's where these two homeless people were camping out in these woods, and they said it ran towards the large water tower. Go to San Antonio, Texas, Earthlink, Google Earth, and Highway 151, 1604. Zoom in. You're not in the mountains. You are not in the mountains, okay, guys? You are in flatlands. Sure, there's a lot of wooded area, but you're not in the frickin' mountains.
Yeah, like way off in the wilderness. You're not.
You're not.
And they don't all stay in the wilderness. That's something we've been finding out for the last couple of years.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting to know. Everybody always thinks you got to go off in the middle of nowhere to find them. And then here they are right in your backyard.
The reason why, and you know what, this Bigfoot creature in San Antonio, Texas, has probably been living there forever.
Right.
And then all of a sudden didn't see these homeless people camping out in a tent.
Or didn't care.
It probably saw them and said, whoa, what are you guys doing here? And obviously picked up the deer and screamed and ran off. And that's what they saw, and it probably freaked out the Bigfoot because, like, damn it, this is my area, and all of a sudden you guys are here. So you guys have to understand, no matter where you live, there's some crazy stuff happening. And we're talking Bigfoot, UFOs, ghosts, all that is for real. All right? I'm going to say it right now again, all that is for real. And the reason why we can bring you this stuff is because people are bringing it to us. All right? It's as simple as that.
They call, and then we go out to these people, and I'm sure everyone can tell if somebody's giving you a line of BS or not.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you're standing there talking to somebody, and like the girl that told us the Bigfoot when it was out by Sanger.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a city, okay?
There's no woods there in Academy and California Avenue for all those who know what we're talking about.
No,
there are no woods.
Orange Grove and a canal on one side, and
houses.
Okay, houses on the other side of the canal. And that girl could barely stand there and talk to us.
She was freaking.
She wanted to go, she didn't even want to be there, really. We wanted to meet her there, and then we're telling her, hey, walk and show us where it is. She's like, really? Do I have to go over there? That girl, you could tell she saw something because she didn't even want to go with us.
It was her friend, too. There was two people there in that car who saw that. So,
yep.
And what is telling us it's genuine, it's just because we can hear it in her voice, and the canal is another part of the story that coincides with all the other sightings as well. It all happens when there's a canal, a dry canal, that they use as transporting themselves from location to location. And I'm not talking swimming. This is, they walk. They're probably 7-8 foot tall, but if they're running and they're crouched down a little bit in this canal, which is probably 6 foot high, you're not going to see them. And this is happening at nighttime.
Higher than that. It's probably 10 feet.
10 feet? Okay.
Yeah.
And and this is happening at nighttime, guys. At 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, they're up running around, stealing animals from farmers who they think it's a coyote, who they think it's a bobcat or a mountain lion, and they dismiss it at that. And then they go, son of a gun, one of my chickens is gone, those damn coyotes. And that's what they think, and then they'll never think it's a Bigfoot ever in a million years. All right? And this is probably happening all over the United States. Farmers are losing animals.
It is.
It is. They're losing animals left and right. Little lambs, little sheep, little small, probably little cows and dogs and cats, and they're all going disappearing. And they're thinking it's coyotes or wolves, and they leave it at that.
Well, I mean, it's scary to think that it's anything but that.
Yeah.
Until you're like that one last 911 caller where the thing is like standing there looking at me like, you better get somebody out here right now. Oh my God,
Yeah, I mean, he's looking out the window and he sees this thing and he's looking right at him. And this reminds me of the movie The Legend of Boggy Creek. When the girls are by themselves in that one house, and she opens up the curtain and she sees this thing right on the outskirts of the grass looking right at her, and she freaks out because this large my God, I would just the first time I listened to the one of the couple in the woods, I literally, like you said, I got goosebumps, and I got teary-eyed because that would scare me. That was terrified, and I to only talk to this couple, and I could already see it in their eyes that they would, it's going to happen again to us because we're constantly going up there, and I don't know how I'm going to handle it, you guys. I really don't.
I know how I will, like I always do. I'll freeze.
Yeah,
because when you're in the presence of one, and you realize that the power, I mean, this thing's huge and powerful and big and strong, and it's standing there and it's like not real. You know what I mean? Like in your mind, you're like, oh my God,
yes.
What in the world?
This is something that you see in the movies and in TV. This is not supposed to be real, guys. This isn't.
Well, you freeze and you stand there and your eyes are watering and your skin is crawling and you actually really are ready to run.
But you can't because you're frozen in fear and just sitting there. When you go camping next time, take this as an audio and play it around the campfire, and that would be, I guarantee you're going to scare everybody. But keep your kids and your friends close by. That's all we're saying. All right, no matter where you go nowadays, only because of the critters that are out there. You got bobcats and you got bears and all that kind of stuff.
I catch a lot of flack because I'm pretty open about that.
Mm-hmm.
About like paying attention to where you're at in the woods and being aware of what's around you and everything, because those things are so fast and they grab people, and you always hear them say, how come every story I ever hear is they're just walk away from you or they run away, but only the people that that see it, dead men don't talk.
There you go.
That's the problem, is there isn't a lot of stories of that because they're not here to tell you about that. But if you research how many people go missing out there, you'll find out it's in the hundreds of thousands of people. Yeah. And that doesn't get reported either, because like in Yosemite, for instance, they don't want everybody to think don't go to Yosemite.
Right. That will lose, the government will lose a lot of revenue, and then that's not the case. Okay. All right, we got like 7 minutes left. So last thing before we leave is finally the episode on the Destination America channel, Monsters and Mysteries, is going to premiere for us next Sunday night. That is the one where they're going to be talking about the windows of my truck and Alan's encounter when he was young.
Did you read the description?
No, I didn't. Finally, no.
It says Bigfoot Wars and Hellhounds.
Okay.
I mean, so when you look at the guide, look for Bigfoot Wars and Hellhounds.
So this is going to be next Sunday. Depending on your time slot, it's we come on at 5:00. So I believe it's at 9:00 Pacific time, and you'll just have to. And if you have satellite, probably going to be earlier. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna contact Mickey Burrow, who is the law enforcement officer, who I called, and he came to my truck and took photographs, and he took the DNA sample. I'm gonna see if I can get him in here that day, and we're gonna talk about the windows and the incident. I am not going to show you the windows because I'm going to let you, if you want to see, on that episode, I actually take out and I hold the window with the face on it, and they actually show it on TV.
Let's hope. Did he tell you that they did?
No. I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay.
Okay. So they're going to show that on TV. So if you want to see that, I'm not going to show it to you here. You have to watch the episode of Monsters and Mysteries on the Destination channel next Sunday.
And they always get me like that. You think, like I thought they were going to show Cliff making the face on Finding Bigfoot, and he made the actual image that Jeff's talking about on the window, and then they didn't show it.
So, well, if they don't, then following week I will bring the window out and I will show it to you. I will show it to you anyways because I still have the window, guys. So the week after, if it's only a short cut of the window, then next Sunday, I'm going to bring it in here and I'm going to really light it up and I'm going to show it to you guys. All right, and we're going to show you photographs and the whole 9 yards. We're going to do a recap of that day, and I will send artbell.com all of the photographs. Bigfoot, we're talking the windows, we're talking the fingerprints, we're talking everything. We're going to give it all on that day, and we're going to blow you guys away. A lot of people still think I don't have the windows. Bull crap. I got them. All right? So next Sunday is going to be pretty exciting for us. We're getting closer now to the weekend that we're going to film the 5 episodes at the Crest Theater on March the 9th. Okay. I moved up the date, March the 9th, because it's a big deal, and I have to make sure everybody can make it, like the production company and sound and all that. So it's March the 9th, and that is going to be at the Crest Theater. We're going to be giving away between 400 and 500 tickets. We are not charging, all right? So obviously we're going to give away a lot here, and we're going to give some to our friends and family, and we will let you know as soon as we get them printed up and the number sequence and all that. Then we'll let you guys know, when and where you can get them, and in that way you guys can be there. It's going to be on a Sunday. We're gonna shoot all 5 episodes all day Sunday. It's going to be in front of a live studio audience, which is you guys. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to have special guests. It's going to be just like if you're going to Jay Leno or Jimmy Kimmel. It's going to be a really cool setup. Possessed Tranquility is going to be there. They're going to be the house band. They're going to be performing live, obviously. They're going to be on the set right next to us, just like Paul Schaefer and David Letterman. We're going to be interacting, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to have fun, all right? And we want you guys to be part of, praise God, history, all right? Because I hope this is going to really take off for us, and somebody's going to come knocking on our door and buy the 5 episodes and continue wanting to buy more.
And we have some pretty good guests lined up, too.
Yeah, so, it's hopefully it's all going to come together, and it is. So far, it's all going to come together. It's all coming together, and I can't wait. So there you go. Next Sunday, obviously, it's the Destination America episode of the Bigfoot, and we're going to be in it.
You think I got, I know we only got like a couple minutes, but I actually been holding on some video of them shooting you with the windows. I have it on my cell phone that, I was sitting there, and I can't take pictures of myself, obviously, and nobody else did. Maybe Mickey, I don't know. But only I did a lot of video of them, taping Jeff and some of the takes and stuff like that. And maybe we can show that next week. You think before the show actually airs? It'll be behind the scenes,
little bits and pieces of it. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
You haven't even seen it. I've been holding it back because I know if I show it or
so can you download it on your computer and have it saved?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll have it all ready to go.
Okay, we'll do that next week, and we'll play some of it, and we won't give away a lot of the stuff that obviously we did, but we'll go from there. So, all right, guys. That is it for us today. I appreciate you guys showing up tonight and watching us at ParanormalCentral.net and ArtBell.com. Wherever you may be, I appreciate you being here. For Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas, I want to thank you. And we'll see you next Sunday. I hope that you keep your eyes to the skies, and I really hope you witness something that you cannot explain. Good night, everyone.